Good to everyone once again. Thank you for having here, and also guys, get ready with your best question if you have anything else more like related to the Cleo token. Yeah, thank you guys. Hello, sir. Good day. Can you hear me?
I can hear you well. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How are you today?
I'm good, yeah. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm also good and very excited for this evening. Just waiting for you.
Hopefully not waiting too long. Great to see some people in. I'm loving Twitter Spaces.
Yes, yes, sir. Definitely, definitely. And also, I saw like people are waiting to hear from your side to know more about the Cleo.
Oh, I love it. It's amazing. Glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, I think we can start now. Are you ready, sir?
I am all ready.
Okay, so the first of all, I'd like to thanks everyone, guys, for having here, and also today we'll discuss more about the Clio. I can say, like they have their utility token, and also more about we'll know from our honorable guest. So, sir, first of all, could you please say a little bit about yourself, like how do you connect this project, and also your experience in the crypto industry?
Yeah, no, great. So my name's Jason. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm in the UK, so it's just afternoon for me. I've been in the crypto space since 2017, so preparing for my third bull run. Um, we started Clio as a Web 2 project about 2.5 years ago to try and fix what is the most consistent marketing challenge that every business has. And actually, we realized that we needed the blockchain to help us scale for many, many reasons, which I can go into. But we had a product and a problem first, and actually, blockchain and crypto has fixed that problem for us. So it's really exciting, I think, to enter the market with a product that we've built that has customers, that has revenue, that actually has a real requirement for the blockchain, rather than working the other way around, which is we wanted to do something in the blockchain, and we've looked at a fun topic. So I've been in marketing for almost 30 years now, and I've been fascinated about blockchain, for a lot of the last few years. So it's really exciting to be in a project where we can use the blockchain to do some good, kind of for the purpose that it was designed. So yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Okay, yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you for that. Really appreciate it. Like, you have great experience, and also, yeah, I think, like with your great effort, that they will go to the moon. Thank you for this.
Okay.
Yes, and also, sir, could you say more about your mission? As you mentioned earlier a little bit, I just want to know vastly about the Clio. Like, what is your mission actually?
Yeah, so I want to describe it from two parts. So the where we are exactly today and kind of where we're heading. So where we are today is that we realize that every business has got a problem, and that is that users are much more aware of the value of their time, their attention, and very importantly, their data. But every marketeer needs that information to get them into their pipeline. So whether I'm a huge enterprise business like Tesla, or I'm a small business on the high street, I need to get people to give me their details in order to sell them something and to put them in my marketing automation system, to get them in my pipeline. And what we allow, so essentially, Clio is a sales and marketing technology platform that allows companies or individuals of any size to use a good as an incentive to drive revenue and pipeline. So what I mean by that is, our first client example was about getting people to attend a webinar. So if you attended the webinar, you get carbon offset for the rest of the year. So it enables people to meet value with value. I want your time and attention. What am I giving you in return? So we started off with this mission of helping businesses get more effective pipeline. But our end goal is to get to a place where we become the application where people can either consume content or can subscribe to perform a good in the world, whether that is to become net zero or whether that is to do some other kind of good. And we base our kind of good categories around something called the UN SDGs. So there's 17 of them. So the idea being that people are giving their time or their money to be able to execute a good. And that's where really the blockchain comes in, because the blockchain is an open ledger and there's a lot of greenwashing in this good space. So, we utilize the blockchain to do triple entry accounting. So you can see all the way across that what has been said is being done, and how that value is distributed out. But at our heart, we're helping businesses connect to consumers in a more effective way. And we're using this idea of a good instead of giving people money. So instead of a cashback or instead of a buy one, get one free, it's actually a good being done in the world in your name. We use that as the hook. And now, since NFTs have come to fore, then that also means that we use an NFT as a completion certificate. So somebody earns their good, they execute their good, and not only does this good happen somewhere in the world, but they get a really, really nicely designed NFT that obviously sits in their wallet, but they can share it to their socials, they can put it as their LinkedIn profile, and the more good they do, that accumulates in their wallet over the course of a year. So, I think we're on a mission to do some good. That said, we are a social enterprise for profit. So we are doing it for profit too. But I think that's important because, businesses that make a profit can innovate, whereas businesses that are set up as non-profit charities really are just there to spend money. So I know that's a long answer to a short question, but we are fixing a problem every business has, and we're using the blockchain to help us scale it. And I think, we've got some amazing clients so far. So Google, Hewlett Packard, Lenovo. We're in the MasterCard Incubator program. We've just signed HSBC. We've got another couple of banks on the way. So we've got something that's definitely resonating. And, we've been building for 2 years and we're live. We're incredibly excited about what the next 2 years can bring.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Yeah, I can say like Cleo, like Cleo will increase the management capacity of anyone, and also like it will decrease your CPL and others. So yeah, and also I can say they have right now a airdrop events. People you can check out and take part on that, and more are coming in future. So sir, could you say more about the airdrop events actually, and like how can people participate on that? And also I saw you have your a massive campaign. Could you say more about that so that people can get interest to join in?
Yeah, so customers, I mean, we're spending most of our time actually talking to customers at the moment. We're still working on our Web3 website because a lot of our marketing content is actually to get customers using the platform, but we will be launching our Web3 website next week. So, customers, our proposition is really simple. You can do some good and it doesn't cost any money because the good is done out of your reduction of cost per lead. So it really is about giving them savings, not giving them a cost, which is a real win-win. But also over the course of the next 6 weeks, we're going to start to build up our crypto space marketing. So the team have done an amazing job. We've got a big giveaway that we've just launched. So we're giving away 1 million Cleo tokens, and 3K in USDT. So that's over 10K at our list value. We've had something like 3,500 joiners joined into our campaign. So what you can do is follow us on social, join our Discord, and you can start to take part. And these will be the first people that get the tokens, right? So, we're not listed yet. We're going to be listing soon. So we do have a white paper, which you can get off our website. We share all of our tokenomics. We're incredibly open book. We will be having a new crypto site that's very much focused on the utility of the token, launching in the course of the next week. So, definitely getting involved with our initial socials, getting involved in our missions campaign to win money, tokens, and other prizes. I think it'd be a great place to start, to learn about Cleo. And this is getting in on the ground floor, right? Although we've been building for the last 2 years, although we've got customers, we haven't launched our token yet. So this really is our first step into introducing our platform to the crypto community.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for this. And also, I'd like to say people check out their Twitter and a website to know more about their utility and others. And also, I have one more good question for you. Like you mentioned, for marketing for good. So, as you already worked with some kind of the famous brands, like I can mention HP, Lenovo, and Google. So, like, what do you think in this largest benefit of the brands in working with the Clio, especially now as it aren't in the Web3 space? So, what is your concern about that?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to tell you that they all want to do it because they want to do good things in the world. Now, in reality, in most businesses, that's a completely different department. Okay. So, in reality, what we're doing is we're selling them money. And it is literally the easiest sale in the world. I've not had anybody that said no yet that we've gone into. And we've got some amazing clients in our pipeline that we're planning campaigns for, because we go in and show people how, if they're spending $10,000 on marketing or they're spending $1 million on marketing, they will get more impressions, engagements, and leads by integrating Clio. So we are actually selling them a saving. Now, in reality, we will actually guarantee that saving too. So in many cases, if people don't take our word for it, they actually want a guaranteed reduction in their cost per lead. We'll even guarantee it because we believe in our product that much. So the reason why they're looking at us is, and actually they don't care about the fact that it's Web3. They care about the fact that it's provable and it's immutable and that documentation can't be forged, and we can show something happen. So they care about the benefit that Web3 brings, but they're not specifically looking for a Web3 project. And it is an easy sell, like I said, because we are selling them savings. Now, of course, that said, the good causes that are benefiting from this, whether it's carbon removal, tree planting, or something like that, they don't care about the motives of the money. They just want the good thing, the good thing happening. So it really is a simple thing. And we're actually getting more and more people calling us, particularly around the carbon offsetting angle. So, we're doing an event and we want to be able to say that the event's net zero. And we said, well, wouldn't it be great if everybody that came and checked in at your stand claimed their NFT so they were net zero for their travel too? So if you take our recent Google campaign for their cloud summit, that was something like 350 tons of carbon that was offset, because we didn't just want to decarbon the event that they put on, but everybody that traveled. And that was like 1,500 people. So you can tell it very definitely is a mark that people want to put on their marketing. They want to say we're not doing any bad, that we are net zero. They've got ESG goals they need to meet, particularly if they're an American business, they're getting ESG goals. So we tick lots and lots of boxes, but the main one is we just make your money go a bit further. And if you're spending money on sales and marketing, we help that be a bit more effective. It really is that simple. And that's the hook that gets people involved. And then the icing on the cake is some good happens somewhere in the planet. But nobody is entering this just for the good. They're doing it to satisfy their own objectives. And then the good is a benefit, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah, thank you, sir, and hope for the best. And also, as you mentioned earlier, like you have some kind of aspects that really makes you different, like a for good way to reduce marketing cost per lead, and also it's open ledger, like meaning it's transparent and others. And
Mm.
also you have your utility token as for it. But I just wanted to know from your side, like what makes you really different from other sector? Like why should people choose Cleo? Why do you think?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, obviously, the team are amazing, so that's a good reason to do it. I'm only joking. So we're built, we're live, but also we're very unique. So you can look at sustainability projects in Web3, and we're talking to most of them. And what they are is they're the people at the end that are trying to tokenize something like carbon credits or something like that. We are not like that. We are not the product. We're not the part of the chain that goes out and plants the tree, right? It's not my wife and a shovel and a tree in our back garden, right? We're not we're not performing the good. We are the platform that allows people to raise money and then execute the good and terminate it on chain. So we are talking to these other sustainable projects about actually being suppliers into the Cleo ecosystem. And I think that will continue to grow because this end-to-end idea of blockchain all the way through makes total sense for them. But we are sustainable, but we're not a project to execute that, if that makes sense. Because what that means is, we're very concerned about greenwashing. We're very concerned about somebody, tokenizing a carbon credit, but then the token being sold multiple times. That doesn't quite sit very well with us in terms of how it could be abused. So in effect, we raise the money inside Cleo. Most of that money will come from marketeers and advertisers. That money then goes into token support, which we can talk about too if you like, because we've got a really great token model. But majority of that money then goes towards funding the good. But we don't actually do that execution. That's where we work with some amazing partners to make sure that the good is executed, recorded, and then the NFT becomes the proof of that execution. So I would say we play very, very well with the other sustainable projects. And actually, we don't compete with them in the Web3 space.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you. And also, sorry, the transparency is very much important for any project. Like nowadays, people are looking for a secure project, like where can they invest in and also where they can make money. So would you say like horizontal scaling solution maintains the overall security like with your approaches? What do you think like about that actually, like your security and decentralization?
Yeah, I mean, I lost you slightly, but I think I understand the question. So I think if we were building,
should I repeat once again?
No, I got it. I know, I got the gist of the question.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So I think if we were building this if we were launching in 2018, we'd be building a platform. Now, what's changed dramatically in this space has been, the invention of really great layer twos. And we've spoken to a lot of them. And I have nothing bad to say about any of the other, competitors to Ethereum or layer two, right? So, I'm a huge fan of Polkadot. We had a meeting with Coinbase about Base, so we've looked at everything, and actually we decided we were better off building on an existing layer two. So Cleo is built on Polygon for many reasons. One of the important reasons for us is that in 2022 they were negative carbon because they're very committed to offsetting the cost. So in our system, there are kind of two parts. There is the user account and identifiable data, which currently is centralized because of security reasons. But then the activity and their wallets and their claims and their tokens and their NFTs all run across Polygon, which we think gives us the perfect balance between decentralization, scalability, and performance, and overall security. Now, full disclosure, we are talking to a soon to be launched fully decentralized cloud solution that's a competitor to Amazon AWS. And it is our intention to move our data that's currently centralized into a fully decentralized architecture to give us a lot more security and the benefits that we all know of decentralization. So I would imagine during the course of the next 6 to 8 months, the total system will be decentralized, both the typical Web 2 part, because there is a Web 2 element to Cleo, and obviously the Web 3 part running across Polygon. I am not a blockchain expert. I'm a marketeer and an entrepreneur rather than a builder. But I'm reliably informed that Polygon is working perfectly for us. So hopefully there's some, other people like Polygon too. But Polygon really did fix a lot of problems for us, and will happily pay the fees in Matic just to be able to get the security of being on their network.
Yes, definitely. Like as you mentioned, Polygon is nowadays they're getting more popular. So I think this is one of the best decision, like to like integrate with the Polygon. Yeah, thank you, sir, for that actually. And also, like, do you have any plan to integrate in future with more blockchain? Like, I just want to know.
Yeah, 100%. So the opportunity, for example, with Base is that they've got some specific benefits that would bring to us. So we're definitely now discussing bridging into Base. We are talking to a lot of Web3 apps that have specific communities, particularly NFT platforms that have got the ability to offer our wrapped good as an NFT on their platform too. And that's going to require some bridging. Some of them are on Atom. There's one on Polkadot, for example. So we don't want to be a closed shop. Polygon means that we're very interoperable. So in one of our new collections we're doing on launch, users will have the ability to export from Cleo into their own wallet, so they can actually go trade the NFTs on places like OpenSea too. So we want to be very open. We want to work with everybody. Of course, all of these integrations take time and budget. So it's about prioritizing where the logical path is for us to go. But for sure, we want to be open and interoperable and not a closed shop where you have to come, into Cleo to engage with us. And we think that's really important as we scale.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, sir, for that. And also, as for I know, like in the nearest future, you're going to be launch your token, and so for like implementing a burn mechanism, and also I think initially there will be 1 billion token, as for I know, like 1 billion tokens, and also this will be the show to the seed sale, private and public rounds. So yeah, like as I know, you are a utility token, but would you say, like when you choose the date of launch actually, like could you say about the exact date?
So we are okay. So let me just say a couple of things on that first. Just say so. The token really quickly as an introduction does three things. It is the value in the application. So our clients like Hewlett Packard, for example, they don't buy the token; they put dollars in. But when somebody performs a claim, that dollar gets tokenized into our Clio token, and then that's used to purchase the good in the form of an NFT. So there's a lot of velocity of the token inside the application. Now, in terms of token support, we're putting, this is not profit, this is revenues of our business. So we're putting 5% into a buyback and burn, which will be administered by our token holders. The really exciting bit is we're setting up an impact investing DAO, and we will put 5% of our company revenues into a impact investing DAO, which will be guided by our token holders. So that DAO will effectively be owned by the token holders, and it's set up to invest in future technologies. Okay, so we're very proud of our token. The thing I'm most excited about is the DAO, because I don't believe the solutions that help us address the needs of the planet actually exist today. I don't necessarily think planting a tree fixes our problem, because every one we plant, somebody cuts down two, and the minute one gets cut down, all the carbon that it's absorbed gets released back into the atmosphere. That's not a long-term solution. It's something that people can do. I don't think it fixes our problems. So the thing that we're really committed to do is to work with new startups in the climate tech space and to use our DAO to provide funding to back them. And I think that's going to be an exciting part of the journey. So just by being a customer of Cleo or being a token holder, you're actually supporting new startups in the climate tech space. Now, that said, of course, we need to get the token in market. So we have agreements in place with 2 launch pads. We're so lucky now. There are so many amazing launch pads with great communities. So we are going to be going out on launch pads relatively soon. The thing that's taking our time is really negotiating with the exchanges. And our plan is to do our token generation event with one lead exchange, and then we'll be following on with a number of others. So we're looking to get at least 4 or 5 main exchange contracts in place. So we have a roadmap for our first 3 months of listing to build market liquidity. And what we think is obviously not investing advice, what we think is a brilliant time to start to get back into crypto. So, we are launching at a sub-million market cap. It's really small market cap because we want our early supporters to get the maximum benefit in terms of upside, not just in terms of our growth as a platform, but our growth within an explosive crypto market, which will be, I think, the biggest yet. Maybe the last huge one. Again, not investing advice, but long answer to a short question. So we're getting lined up to go live. We expect our token generation event to be mid-November. That's what we're thinking. We will be announcing launch pads on our socials. We've announced one to start, and we will be doing a build up. If anybody's got their favorite launch pads, please tag them and us, and we'll go talk to them. So if you've got some tokens on a launch pad and you'd love to see Cleo on it, please just tag them and us and say, you guys need to talk, get Cleo on your launch pad, right? We're happy to talk to more, but we will go launch pads, and then within a week of the launch pads, will be available on an exchange. Now, there are two things that people can do today to speed that up a little bit. The first one I've already mentioned, which is join our social missions campaign and come and earn some tokens, so you don't have to buy any. If you like the sound of the product, you like our customers, go take a look at our white paper. We are actually in pre-sale at the moment, and we do have some space in our pre-sale, and that's at a 33% discount from our launch price. So if there is anybody listening that wants to, buy a chunk in pre-sale, just reach out to us on Twitter, and we'll set up a meeting and we'll talk to you about it. So that's not the purpose of this. We're not using Twitter Spaces to raise for our pre-sale, but I just want to let you know we are actually in that stage at the moment. So hopefully mid-November, we'll be making a big load of noise about the exchange we're listing on. We've got some new features we're holding back till we launch. We've got some new customer projects. So we're really excited about getting the token out in market, getting the DAO set up, and starting to engage with community that are actually invested in Cleo. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting 6 weeks, I think.
Yes, thank you, sir. And also, we are also eagerly waiting for that. And also, guys, you can inform your friend and family to join in Cleo, and also to get some rewards, and also to know more their upcoming plans. Guys, I would like to say, just follow their Twitter. So yeah, people, if you have any more question, yeah, thank you, sir. Just get ready with that. I have just 2 questions left before going to live. The first one I can say, the metrics. What metrics or indicators does the Cleo use to measure the environmental impact and also carbon offsetting achieved through its lead generation process? Could you say more about that, sir?
Yeah, so the beautiful thing about the blockchain is that we can measure everything, and we store everything in metadata. So in everybody's wallets, under our smart contracts, you'll be able to see everything that's been executed. So at the moment, we're building programs around carbon offsetting, which is measured in kilograms and tons of carbon removed from the atmosphere or mitigated from the atmosphere. Tree planting trees. That's an easy one. Although not all trees are equal. So like a giant sequoia, for example, is one that will make you carbon offset for life. So we've got tree planting. We're taking plastic bottles from the ocean and recycling them, and that's measured in kilograms and bottles. We're also just launching a program to build schools across Nepal, which is a passion project of ours. And the 5th one that we're just bringing to market is for our sports program, which is about generating vegan, healthy meals for children in what's called food insecurity. And that's a very local program. So if you're a professional sports club that wants to do some good, but you actually want to do good for your town rather than plant trees in an obscure country on the other side of the planet, the schools program, our Sports for Good program, means that you'll actually be able to count and drive real meals delivered on the blockchain to people. So all of these things are measured, or they're all recorded on the blockchain in 3 different ledgers and recorded through to we are the Baron trust engine. And that's why when I said earlier we needed the blockchain, this is why, is we can't be doing this on spreadsheets or something, to interpret. So yeah, we're very excited about our indicators and our metrics that show, the good that's being done in the world.
Okay, yeah. Thank you for that. And also, one last question, guys. Go and get ready. Like whatever you have in mind, you can ask to our honorable guest. So the last one, like, could you say, like, what can we expect from your side, like within nearest the future? Any big news? Could you mention about that?
Yeah, so I mean the big stuff is going to go alongside our TGE. So when we launch, we're going to be launching our Arts for Good programs. So this is where we're building a school in Nepal and we're supporting Parkinson's charity. This is with a well-known artist and a existing Marvel artist. Really exciting. So these will effectively be collections that have got a specific good backed behind them. We've just got a campaign with our first sports will go in market. We've got something with a large bank that we think should land around the same time as our TGE. And this is about plastic offsetting new cards that they put in market. And this is in association and part funded by MasterCard. And we're just doing our first solution for healthcare. So we're trying to, I don't want to say save, but we're trying to, keep some of the big stuff until the token's out, because we don't just want to be doing a load of marketing before our token launch. We realize that it's super important that the minute we're live, that's when we're telling everybody. So, we've got lots of things. We've got product enhancements, all kind of lined up to go live around our token listing event, which should be in the next kind of month to 6 weeks.
Okay, so yeah, hope that community will support you guys. And also, as I mentioned earlier, people just follow their Twitter to know more their future plan and update. So thank you, sir. Sir, community is everything. So it's time to take a few questions from the community. Are you ready?
I am ready. Let's go for it.
Okay, yeah, let's write in. So the first one is Blueberry. Yeah, hello, Blueberry. Are you there?
Yeah, hello. I want to ask,
Yes, ask the question.
yeah, what kind of governance decision can users and token holders vote on? Is there any amount of your token users must hold before they can be eligible to partake in governance decisions?
Oh, brilliant question. So, the short answer is what they can vote on will be the mechanics behind the buyback and burn, because we think that should be a community decision. So is that driven through time weighted, or is it driven price or indicator weighted, for example? So we think that the community are the people that hold the tokens. They should be voting on when we're buying back and burning them. With regards to our investment DAO, it's really about these two things. So we've got a separate ESG council, and you can find them on our website. And actually, we're adding to those over the course of the next 6 weeks. So it's not us as a team, because we're not the experts. We've got a combination of ESG and financial experts that will be bringing projects to our token holders. So think of it a little bit like Dragon's Den. So they'll be pitching projects for investment. So let's say we've got 50K in the pot. They'll be saying these want 10K, these want 20K, and they'll be effectively presenting the pitch deck, and the token holders will get to vote. Now, it is currently our plan that one token equals one vote. So it's all weighted. So you don't need to have multiple tokens. You can vote and take part, with as small as one. Obviously, the voting is weighted, but one token equals one vote. We also will very quickly, after TG, establish a community council, because we do want to have, obviously, a large community, but we also want to have a small council that we can have regular meetings with that can represent the token holders. So that council will be selected by the token holders, voted for on the token holders, and will determine how long that council stays in place. So it may be quarterly, it may be half yearly, but we do, we want the community to have a voice, and that's not just a text bit in Telegram, or something in Discord. We actually want to engage the community face to face. Well, I say face to face over Zoom, but we want, an elected council. But there's no minimums. That's why we're desperate to get the token out there so we can start to implement these things that we've been discussing.
Yeah, thank you for your answer.
Yep, thank you, Blueberry, for your question. And also, don't forget to join and follow the relevant social media link. Thank you once again. Next one, Lady. Hello, Lady.
Hello.
Yeah,
Can I
ask your
my
question, please. Yes, definitely, go for it.
Okay, so my question is, what marketing strategy have you implemented to attract more users on your platform?
Yeah, really good question. So we're marketing from a brand that owns a community approach rather than targeting the users directly. So we're marketing to brands to use Cleo. In them using Cleo, they bring in their users. So, for example, we're talking to a bank at the moment about a campaign that would reach 2.8 million people. Well, it's much easier for us to provide value to the bank and convince them to use the Cleo platform. And then they do their promotion through Cleo and invite their users in. So we're very much taking what we call a B2B2C approach at the moment, which is identifying big brands. I mean, I've obviously mentioned large tech players, but we're also talking to, for example, professional sports. So a lot of sports clubs. So, Premier League football teams can bring in millions of fans to come and get collectibles from the club that in return help them meet their ESG goals, right? So our route is very much B2B2C. The other one that we're just kicking off now is a B2B2E program where we're targeting employers that want to meet their ESG goals, but with their staff. So we're putting together salary sacrifice schemes for their staff too. And it's really just a strategy, so if we work from the users forward, we've either got to go and get 5-10 million users and then attract the brands because we've got the users, or we go to the brands first and we get them to bring their users with us. And it was just our kind of tactic because we are revenue first. We've not gone and raised, we're not launching a token to go raise $10 million to spend 2 years building something, right? We've bootstrapped everything completely. We've taken no VC money. We've built Cleo over the last 2 years. We've post revenue. We've got customers, and now we're taking a live product out to market. So it was just our way, our strategy, and especially bearing in mind the market. So we've been building really through one of the longest bear markets I think we've had in the space. So ultimately, of course, for us to hit our 50 million user target, we will then have to start to go out to users. But at the moment, we're starting to get scale and traction through big brands. And then we'll probably start with things like invite a friend for some more good and referrals rather than direct advertising, purely because, I'm a marketing guy. We measure everything. So, the cost per user to sign up is the most important metric for us on that side. So it's going to be, we'll get there quicker using other people's communities than trying to recruit a cold community to want to get engaged in Cleo.
So, Lady Crypto, hope that you got your answer. Is that?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your question. Yeah, next one is Trump. Hello, Trump. Are you there?
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you were asking a question, please.
Okay, so my question, I just want to know, that proper marketing and capital or adequate capital determine if that projects will succeed or die in the long run. So I just want to know, how can you convince us that you have adequate marketing power and capital to push up the projects in one of the top projects in the future?
Yeah, I mean, I think we have to convince people by actually showing them what we're doing, right? So it's very, very easy to announce you've got an advisor, but what does that deliver? Okay, so we've our approach very much is convince people by doing, not by talking. And I think the fact that we are onboarding large clients, large brands, and these aren't partners, that we're spending money with. Okay. These brands are people that are coming to us to spend money. So these are customers, not partners. So it's these customers that start to present the reach to us. So, for example, HSBC was 5,000 people globally, right? And that was one tiny campaign to test Cleo as a part of Sustainability Week. We did a pilot campaign with Hitachi, proved that we were getting a much lower cost per lead for them and higher engagement. So now we're rolling that out to be a global campaign, for example. So I'm not in the job of selling a token to anybody. My job is to explain our value, explain our place in the Web3 ecosystem. There are plenty of projects that will talk about, where their tokens going to the moon and Lambo and all that kind of stuff. And, their job is to convince you that their token's going to go up. My job is to deliver a profitable social enterprise that has a great token support model. And we want people to be part of the community for a long term. And that's why we're doing things like a DAO, not just for the next kind of 6 months. So I think we'll hopefully show people by doing. We have a weekly update video on our YouTube where we answer community questions. We give a weekly update on what's happening. So we're very, very transparent with people. So I think it's just a case of get involved, see if you like it. And we're looking for people that are going to stick with us, for a long time, not just for a good time. If that's I'm not sure who I just quoted there. It wasn't Cardi B, but that's our kind of positioning. So hopefully that answers the question.
Yeah, thank you. I have one more last question. I just want to know, we know we're currently in the bear market. So I just want to know, in respect to the bear market, has it affected the project in one way or the other? Or what are some of the challenges we have faced so far, and how are we able to overcome it so far?
Yeah, great question. Now, of course, having a token, going on our launch pads gives us liquidity to finish really what's the final step, which is to get our iOS app and our Android app in market. So I'd say the only real difference that the bear market has done is it's reduced it's kind of lengthened out our development time frame, not for the blockchain piece, but for the front end user. And I think that's probably why we focused very much on the back end customers first, because it's easier to onboard one customer than it is to onboard 1 million users in an iOS app. So we've started, it's just a bit slower. So I think once we get through our token launch, the development, particularly of the consumer front end, will accelerate quite greatly. If we look at what people like things like Sweatcoin as an example have done in the space from a consumer app point of view, you can see the potential, but the difference being that we're not requiring more people to come in and earn the token to pump the value. Actually, the customers are putting real money into the system to provide value to the token. So we 100%, we've kept our heads down, we've worked, we've been talking to customers, we've been building pipelines. So with some regards, this extended bear market has actually helped us because we deliberately wanted to bring the token to market when we felt the market was starting to turn, when we felt, and please don't take this investing advice, right? But a number of us have been in crypto for quite a while, either personally or professionally. We think the bottom is in. We think that we're now on a nice but slow grind up to halving. And then I think we're game on. And we've probably got, I would suggest, based on my calculations, around 2 years to the next peak. So this is the perfect time to be looking at the small coins that will go enormously, which is nice thing this morning. So, Bitcoin might go to 120, 130 based on the analysts. Picking the right altcoins could go 100 to 1,000 in that same time frame. So this is, the most exciting place to be. I actually think that the ESG narrative, carbon credits, personal carbon credits, and proving those things is going to be a huge, huge narrative over this time frame too. Since COVID, this is the next thing that is a spotlight is being put onto it. We're not just for the planet although if people do want to use us for carbon, that's obviously one of our, cornerstone solutions. But you'll see other things happening, like charities, like I said, building a school, like, feeding children and food insecurity, like doing projects for homeless and mental health. Those things are actually, we're as passionate about those things as we are just about the planet. But I feel like we're at this intersection where, things are going to start to shift pretty quickly on both sides. We've got these two competing sides, and not to get too political, but we've got the decentralized movement believing that we are all sovereign individuals. And then we've got, governments effectively becoming global, trying to treat us all like cattle, right? So somebody's going to win in these next few years. And, I guess I know what side I'm on, but I think this will be a big narrative driver, for customers from Cleo, proving their ESG credentials, showing how they're doing things to carbon mitigate their sales and marketing campaigns, showing how they're doing things to offset carbon for events, because this is what's going to impact their stock prices. This is what's going to impact their opportunity to get liquidity for investment funds. So even as token holders, if we don't really want that to happen, the fact that we know that it's happening is a narrative that we can kind of get behind. So purely from a market positioning point of view, we think we're in a good place. So yes, bear market. I'd obviously be much happier if, FTX hadn't sold all the customers Bitcoin and we had a bit longer bull run. Of course I would. But actually, I think this breathing space has given us time to build the narrative, build the platform, build customers. So, we're pretty excited about what the next 2 years is going to bring. Of course, none of this is investing advice, but, I think we're all here for the same purpose from a crypto point of view, which is what's going to be a good ride. We hope we're going to do some good. We hope we drive some value back to our token holders too. And it's going to be an exciting 2 years if we get 2 years. So, very long answer to a short question, but I love that question. So, bear markets of a building, that's what we've been doing. And we're still here, we're still smiling, and we're excited to be talking to launch pads and exchanges.
Thank you for the explanation.
Yeah, thank you, Tram, and also thank you, sir, for that. Like, it was really, really informative explanation from your side.
I'm not sure
That's
if I got
good.
cut off again.
Yeah, Hyder, you can ask your question.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes.
Okay, so my question is, trust is very important in any business. Can you tell us about what makes investors, customers, and users feel safe when working with your project?
Yeah, I hope that they'll see that we are. I think the important thing is to be very open and transparent about everything, right? So our token support deliberately is simple to understand and based on our company revenues. Okay. So we're not doing this. It's not out of profit. It's not out of fees in the system. It's actually out of our turnover, which is going to be fully publicly available. So we want to make sure that everything we do can be scrutinized, from our token support to how the money flows through the system. I think the other thing as well, which is important, is our consistency in our communications. So even before we had a community and before we had a token, we were doing video updates, very regular weekly updates. I think we're on like our 20th weekly update now, where we give like progress and stuff. And, recording videos for nobody to watch, can be a little bit soul destroying, but we realize that these are the building blocks that allow people to see, okay, it's not a cash grab. They've got a real team. They're all doxed. They, provide regular updates. So we think we're in this, for a long time. And I think that kind of openness and consistency, hopefully will give people security that they can trust us as a team. And we're quite excited to prove that and to get the community in place.
Yeah, thank you. And Delta, are you there? Could you please ask a question? Like, whatever you have in mind, you can ask.
Yeah. My question is in the beginning you talk about Cleo pre-sale. So what's the soft cap and hard cap for the sale, and what will be the vesting schedule?
I would say, Just in terms of time, I'd introduce you to the token team. I don't have that in front of me. I'm pretty sure the pre-sale is a 6-month lock with a 12-month vest, and it's at a 33% discount from our launch market cap. So I do know our launch market cap is 960k, and that includes exchange liquidity. So the real term market cap is lower, but we wanted to record it with liquidity because that's what people can see, again, being open. So yeah, we're going to launch on exchange at a sub-million market cap. Our pre-sale is at a 33% discount to that. There is a minimum of 25k on our pre-sale, and there is a lock period, which I'm very sure is a 6-month lock and a 12-month vest. But please don't take me saying on a Twitter space that's what it is, right? So, if somebody feels they're a good candidate for our pre-sale, just reach out, and we'll all of those details will be in the SAFT agreement.
Yeah, thanks for the explanation.
Yep, thank you, Delta. And also, to know more, you can follow their Twitter actually. And also, if you have any more question after that, you can ask through their social media links. Thank you, Delta, for your question. So, sir, I think we covered everything. And also we got our desire winners. But before wrapping this segment, anything else you wanted to say? Once again, any important news you wanted to say, or any advice to our community?
I mean, I think if you're listening to a Twitter space on a Friday for new projects, you're already winning, right? You're in the space at a time, and whether you like what we're saying, you'll find one that fits what you want to. So be honestly proud of yourself that you're changing your life by giving yourself this time. And I wish everybody the absolute best of luck. If you want to get some free Cleo tokens, just go follow our Twitter. Look at our competition. It's not hard. It's just a mission based. Join our Discord, follow us on Twitter, come take part, win some Cleo tokens, win some USDT, and that's going to be the founding blocks of our community as we start to build it. So good luck, everyone. For those of you that's still on here, thank you so much for giving me all this time. Good luck with your crypto journey over the next bull run. It's going to be exciting. And I hope that you choose to become part of our community, whether that's through earning free tokens or, taking part in one of the launch pads. Remember what I said, if you've got a favorite launch pad, just tag them and tag our Twitter and we'll reach out. If you've got tokens on somewhere, let us know and we'll see if we can include, your favorite launch pads in our launch event over the next 6 weeks.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, sir, for your time. And also, I really appreciate that. And also, I would like to invite, and also, I want to say people just come their community and also follow their social link to know more updates and plans. And also, if possible, buy the token. And also, yeah, thank you, sir, for your time. I would like to say, and also, I wish you good luck for the future. Definitely, the Cleo will achieve their desired goal in their future. So thank you, sir, once again.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, good day, sir. Bye.